There's one question that trips up a lot of people, especially first-time homebuyers. And the question is, should I get a 15-year mortgage and pay off my home sooner, or is the 30-year mortgage still better? Each option has its pros and cons, and the right choice depends on a few things, like the buyer's financial situation, their goals, and their risk tolerance. In this video, I'll break down the main differences between a 15-year mortgage and a 30-year. And we'll take a look at which type of borrower benefits most from either one. First, let's start with the pros of a 30-year mortgage. Now, obviously, your monthly payment is going to be lower. Spreading the loan over 30 years makes the monthly payment more affordable, which frees up cash for saving or other expenses. Lower payments can help borrowers handle unexpected costs, so that they can pursue other financial goals such as investing or saving for retirement. Also, it's easier to qualify for a 30-year mortgage compared to a 15-year mortgage. One of the things that I remember hearing quite often is that a mortgage is the cheapest money one can borrow. And that's true. With that being said, there are a few negatives with 30-year mortgages. So when you are buying a house, you need to sign a lot of papers. And there's this document that is called the amortization schedule. This is something that really scares some people, and there's a legitimate reason for that. The amortization schedule is a detailed table that shows the breakdown of each monthly payment over the life of the loan. That outlines how much of each payment goes towards principal and interest. In the first half of the loan term, most of your monthly payments go towards paying off the interest. That's just the way it is. And until you get to about year 20, only then you really start paying down the principal amount. So when you look at this table, at the end, you will see what is the total number that you end up paying for your home. Very often, this number shocks first-time homebuyers. And here's why. Let's say you are buying a $500,000 house and putting down 20%. Your loan amount is $400,000. At 6.5% interest rate, which is about the rate we have right now, the amount of interest that you will end up paying is $510,000. That's only interest. The total payment, principal and interest, for the term, for the whole loan term, is roughly about $900,000. So you will end up paying more in interest than the amount that you borrow. And that is one of the reasons why this just does not sit well with some folks. And they try to pay off their principal faster, like what you can do with a 15-year mortgage. Now, having a 30-year mortgage also takes longer to build equity in the home. I'm not talking about appreciation or increased home value when the market goes up. The equity that I'm talking about is basically your cash parked in your home. Therefore, you now have more equity. And that doesn't benefit you at all unless you sell your home or you need to borrow against your home, like a home equity loan. So this is, in a nutshell, what a 30-year mortgage looks like. Okay, so what about a 15-year mortgage? You might be saying, there is no way that I would agree to pay $900,000 for a $500,000 home. I would rather get the 15-year mortgage and pay a lot less in interest. Well, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of a 15-year mortgage. Again, obviously shorter term means you will pay less in interest, which results in you saving money. Also, a larger portion of your monthly payment is going to go towards your principal, which means that you can build equity much faster. Again, that kind of equity does not help you unless you go to sell your house or you're borrowing against your home. And of course, you get to own your home free and clear in only 15 years rather than 30 years. Yay! But don't get too excited about this yet. Stats show that on average, a borrower keeps the same mortgage for only 5 years. They end up either buying another home and selling their current home or refinancing, which means they restart a new mortgage term, whether it's a 15-year term again or a 30-year. There are also other negatives with the 15-year mortgage. Remember, the monthly mortgage payment is significantly higher than a 30-year mortgage, which means that the borrower has less discretionary income available to invest. And also, it's more difficult to qualify for a 15-year mortgage because you still have to conform to the healthy debt-to-income ratio. Typically, a lender wants to see this ratio at 40% or less for all your debt payments. And for those of you who are not familiar with what the debt-to-income ratio is, it's basically this: your total monthly debt payments divided by total gross monthly income. And that is why it's harder for most borrowers to qualify for a 15-year mortgage. So with that said, which loan program should you get? To answer that question, let's take a look at who benefits from a 30-year mortgage. So first-time buyers who are looking for a lower monthly payment, investors who need more cash flow, and buyers with variable monthly income. So if you are an entrepreneur, commission-based salesperson, or a freelancer, a 30-year mortgage is the way to go. Now, if you are a borrower who is well off financially and you can easily afford higher monthly payments, or you're someone who is focused on long-term savings and you want to reduce interest costs, or maybe you're living in your forever home and you're sure about that, then a 15-year mortgage might be better for you. As you can see, both 30-year and a 15-year mortgage have their place depending on the borrower's goals and financial situation. Buyers who are looking for affordability and flexibility may lean toward a 30-year mortgage, while those prioritizing long-term savings and faster equity building may find a 15-year option more appealing. In my 14-year experience in the real estate, I rarely see someone get a 15-year mortgage. If you believe in the concept that a dollar today is worth more than that same dollar tomorrow, then you will most likely go for the 30-year option. However, if you're a big fan of Dave Ramsey, then you probably prefer the 15-year mortgage. Personally, I've always preferred the 30-year mortgage. Why? Well, that's because I'm always reinvesting my money and putting it back into my businesses. But that's me. Alright, so I hope that you found some value in this video. And if there are other topics which you're interested in when it comes to real estate, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.